So this is the iPad 9th Gen. The screen, as you can see, is absolutely shattered, and this was caused by leaving it out in the sun. I'm quite amazed that there isn't actually any other damage to the iPad that I can see. Everything else appears to be working. It just seems to be that the digitizer has taken all the heat, and as you see, has completely shattered. Problem with that is it's going to come off in little tiny pieces, so it's probably going to be a pain, but we've got no choice. We've got to try and fix it, so let's crack on with the video. Okay, so now I've got to dig out the little silicone black stuff that holds the corners in on these two corners, so we'll start digging this out now. Okay, that's got it. Okay, so I'll gently lift up the LCD. Pop that forward. Take out the battery screw. Try and separate the battery from the connector. And then we always do a power test to make sure we've got it correct. So nothing coming on the LCD at the moment. One more test. Nothing. So therefore we've separated the battery from the terminal. So we can carry on now. disconnect the LCD and remove that out of the way, and we shall give that a clean. So I'm going to heat up the surround now with my heat gun and just get rid of all this digitizer glass and get the casing completely clean. So here we go. So we're nearly clean, but I will go around this 2 or 3 times and then give it a good wipe down around the edges, just to make sure I've cleaned every possible bit of glue that I can get to off, and then we'll give it a little bit of a blast with some air just to get rid of any bits of digitizer glass that might be lurking around in the gaps that I can't get to. So we've completely cleaned up the iPad case and the LCD with some compressed air, so they're completely clean now and there's no chance of the LCD getting scratched. So now we need to remove the home button section, so we're going to apply a little bit of heat and then start to peel this off. So we'll carefully start to peel this up and lift it all, a bit at a time. Don't go crazy, because of how badly smashed it is. We may get some digitizer coming away with it. There we go. So that's the home button. Try and keep this double-sided tape in place. That will help when the button goes back into place. We just need to now get rid of any little shards of old digitizer, because we don't want these in the way. This is the downside when a digitizer shatters and isn't just slightly cracked. It's a bit more fiddly to get rid of all the little pieces, but it needs to be done. Okay, so I'm happy with the home button. We've now got some other bits on the bracket that need to come off. Again, take your time, don't be rushing. Yep, so there's all the pieces off and the home button is off, ready to be put on the new digitizer. Okay, excellent. So the screens that we tend to buy are called BAQ, which is supposed to be best at quality. It's the closest and best screens we can get to the original Apple. I'm sure other people or other companies use cheaper screens without issue. However, with the amount of work involved in taking these apart and fitting a new screen, I do prefer to use the best quality screens that I can get hold of to hopefully prevent any issues after fitting. Okay, so we have some plastic here, generally where the home button goes. So what I tend to do is just lift that where I can in the corner, and then around here I generally lift the tape, get it out of my way. It's not in my way. Okay, let's get the home button. Let's get this in the right place. So what I've done now is I've just got the home button in the right spot. Let's use my magnifier because my eyes aren't brilliant anymore. I've got the home button pushed down so that the tape has actually attached itself. So all I need to do now is just lift these and just add a little bit of glue underneath and then push them back down. Okay, I shall just test that the button is in the right spot. Yep, we've got it clicking. So we will now leave that to go off for about half an hour, just so that it can't move or slide once I start messing with it. Right, so we shall just lift up a bit of this tape here and here from there. So we can just stick this bit down onto the tape, and then we will lift this past this section. So here we have the cleaned up iPad now. And let's go ahead and get these connectors on. them's the screws in, so let's connect the battery. And then we'll drop the digitizer down for now, just so that we can test that everything actually comes on. So we have power, so that's good, so we know nothing's been shorted out. Right, so that's all working happily. So we shall get the LCD screwed down now. Okay, so we shall now remove the internal plastic cover. And now we shall remove all the tape. A lot of companies will just obviously stick that down now with the adhesive. We tend to add just a little bit of glue just in the corners and where the cables are, just so that the adhesive tape at some point can't just lift. So as you can see, we have our little pieces there of fabric, and we also clamp it down with our pegs. We'll leave that now for a good few hours, just for everything to go off. Some companies probably don't bother because they just use the adhesive that comes on the digitizer, but because we add a little bit of glue and things, we do clamp them down. So we'll leave that now for a good few hours, and then that should be that iPad done.